Please please turn off your mic and camera as the college representatives present. And while the presentation happens, do take note of any questions you may have, as well, since we will have a respective Q&A portion after each college presentation is done. And our college fair session will be recorded. And if you would like to go back and listen to their presentation, please visit CAMP's YouTube page after the conference. And if you are interested in the college presenting tonight, we will release an interest form after the college fair, which you can fill out to learn more about that college. And now that's done, it's time to begin our college fair with our very first university, Kent Institute, Australia. Now, based in Australia, Miss Gail Santiago is here to represent Kent Institute, Australia. She is here to help answer questions about the university's academics, student life, and more. So let's give her a virtual round of applause.
Hello, Brianna. Guys, good evening and thank you for attending tonight's fair. I'm sure you'll be able to learn a lot about courses that you can take once you go into university. So once again, I am Gail Santiago and I'm representing Kent Institute Australia. So let me begin my presentation, and then later on, if you have any questions, please we have a question and answer session at the end of these phase. So please write down any of your questions so that later on we'll be able to have a look at them and answer them. Okay. So let me introduce Kent Institute Australia. All right, so let me give you a brief background first of what studying in Australia is like. So first, we have 6 of the world's top 100 universities. So slowly and surely, universities in Australia have gained the top position as the top schools that international students would want to be a part of. We also have one of the best higher education systems in the world. So what does that mean? Well, for students, it just means that you get the best from the courses that you're learning from, not only in terms of the skills that you will be getting, but it also has something to do with state-of-the-art equipment that you're using, being able to mingle with other nationalities, and gaining independence, improving your communication skills, those such things. We also have an emphasis on student experience and graduate outcomes. So especially with Kent Institute Australia, we are very particular in wanting our students to gain the maximum experience, not only in the academic section, but also being able to provide them with personal growth as well. So the professional outcomes will come right after they complete the course. So 7 of the best student cities in the world are in Australia. And an example would be Sydney. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that, as well as Melbourne. So those 2 cities in Australia have consistently been on the list of the places where international students would prefer as their study locations. So number 5, the Australian government has invested more than 300 million Australian dollars in scholarships for international students. So it just means that Australia has made it more accessible for not only Filipinos, but in other nations globally. We have provided not only promotional fees, but scholarships as well, so that we'll be able to help more students gain international qualifications. So universities in Australia rank in the world's top 50 in a huge range of study areas. Now, I guess for a lot of young students, young individuals, most would probably go into the medical or science field. But aside from that, there are other areas of studies that you can go into, such as IT, business, agriculture, and a whole range of other courses that you can enroll in. So maybe if it's something that you want to learn about, it would be offered by schools in Australia. Now, more than 2.5 million of international alumni are making a global difference. This goes without saying because of the standards of Australian education. It makes it more better for students right after graduation to be employable, um, because getting quality education is very important. And such as in the Philippines, we have TESDA graduates. So these people would mostly learn for practical skills. So the vet sector in Australia also works the same way. So once you graduate from the course, you're job ready, and it's like you'll just have a plug and play experience when you start working in an industry. And lastly, universities in Australia have produced 16 Nobel laureates. So this is something that the country is very proud of, and hopefully young people, not only from the Philippines but around the world, would have this passion, not only to learn but also to share whatever they're learning, or whatever course they have enrolled in. So now let's learn more about Kent. Okay, so what we'll be discussing tonight is a list of the courses that we offer, the application process, entry requirements, scholarships and bursaries, and other student programs that students can take part in. So we'll be learning more about this. So what is Kent Institute Australia? The school was first established in 1989. So 2023 is the 34th year that Kent has been providing service not only to international students, but to local students as well. Now, we are a dual sector course provider because we have courses both in higher education as well as vocational courses. And we have two campuses located, one in Sydney and another in Melbourne. So both are in the central business district, which makes it very accessible to students. All of our courses are fully government accredited and recognized under the AQF. So with Kent, we specialize in business, accounting, information technology, and aged care courses. So the aged care program of Kent was just added a couple of years ago, actually during the pandemic. Now for accreditation for higher education, we have TEXA, or the Tertiary Education Quality and Standards Agency. And for vocational courses, our accrediting body is Australian Skills Quality Authority. Now, with Kent, actually, it's not just over 10,000 graduates that we've had. It's, well, counting, it's about 13,000 now. And those come from all industries as well as, a lot of nationalities. So over 60 nationalities have been consistently enrolling at Kent. So both the campus in Sydney and Melbourne have state-of-the-art equipment. This is relevant because, we want to be able to have, skills that are very much in demand. So that means that we have to be able to know all the right tools, have all the right resources, as well as trainers who can provide us with guidance. So once again, Kent's courses are fully accredited and recognized globally. So that means that whatever it is that, or whatever qualification you earn at Kent, you should be able to use that not only when you go back to your home country, but it would also be effective if in case, you decide to go out into the world, go out in other countries, or even when staying in Australia and, you know, getting to experience how it is to work in another country. So the first campus that Kent had was in Sydney. And over the years, we have added the Melbourne campus because, with the increasing student population, it's just natural that we have to add classes. So I hope, we would be giving out news in our website if in case we add some more courses, or, we add another campus to the list that we already have. So these are the addresses that we have for Kent Institute Australia. So once again, the campuses are in the Central Business District, accessible to all modes of transportation. So it wouldn't be hard for the students to actually travel to and from wherever they are coming from and going into Kent. And if you'll notice, the buildings are very modern and very, very easy to locate. And now let me provide information about the courses that we offer. So once again, we have both higher education, or these are the degree courses, and we have vocational courses as well. And these are the courses that will give you the practical skills. And again, the focus is in business, accounting, information technology, and aged care. All right, so for the first course, it's Bachelor of Business. Now, we know that in the Philippines, before you are able to complete a degree, you would have to spend 4 years. And usually classes would be done, every day, Mondays to Fridays, and sometimes even on Saturdays. But with Kent, the duration of the course is 3 years. And we have 3 trimesters. So they happen in March, July, and November. And the student can enter on any of those 3 intakes. So with the Bachelor of Business, we have 4 specializations. So a student can choose to specialize in management, marketing, information systems, and accounting, or accounting rather, or have dual specialization in marketing and management. So for the full course, you'll be able to enroll in 24 units, and each term has 4 units. So for 1 year, just 8 units or 8 subjects, which actually means that, spending just 2.5 days for your studies and having another 4.5 days as your extra time would be enough for you to have work-life balance. So if in case as a student you also want to work part-time, then the 4.5 days is suitable for you to gain employment. Our second course is Bachelor of Accounting. Now, this is very popular not only in Australia, but globally. So a student who completes the Bachelor of Accounting will have subjects that will make them eligible to be accredited by CPA Australia, as well as Chartered Accountants of Australia and New Zealand. So that means that you could already you could start working accounting tasks after completing the course. So just to repeat, the duration of the courses is 3 years. So we have 3 trimesters per year, but a student is only required to enroll in 2 trimesters. So it could be March and July, and then you take a break of 4 months wherein you can work full time during your break. So 1 trimester is equivalent to enrolling to 4 subjects. And that really makes it very doable for students who are also doing part-time jobs. Now, the published price of Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Accounting is 8,240 Australian dollars. That's per trimester fee. And again, the normal intake dates are in March, July, and November. But for this year, we have a special intake in September. So for anyone who's interested to enroll or start your courses in September, Kent is still accepting applications. Now, for our third course, it's Bachelor of Information Technology. And we have both the general BIT as well as Bachelor of IT, which specializes in cybersecurity. So same as the business courses, this also has a 3-year duration. And I've listed here some of the possible career outcomes that a student may expect. So they could be an analyst programmer, web developer, database administrator, business analyst, systems analyst, software and apps programmer in a business environment. This is also a very popular course at Kent because we all know that, IT is a sector that's growing continually, and we should expect to need more, IT personnel in the coming years. And so again, the only difference in the format for Bachelor of IT is that it has a slightly higher tuition fee. It's 8,800 AUD per trimester, but the same intakes March, July, November, and a special intake in September. Okay, so to make it or to summarize, the bachelor courses that we have are Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Accounting, and Bachelor of IT. Now we'll go on to the vocational courses. As some of you might already know, majority of Filipino students, Filipino international students would usually choose vocational courses. So why? Because they are shorter in duration, they are less expensive, and at the same time, it gives you the practical skills that you need so that once you enter an industry or once you start your employment, you should already be job ready, and it's not going to be very difficult for you to acclimatize with your new role, even if, for instance, you're a new graduate without too much experience. So this is very ideal for young people. And the list of courses that we have, so this is vet business. We have certificate, diploma, and advanced diploma of marketing and communication. We have diploma and advanced diploma of leadership and management. And we also have diploma of project management and advanced diploma of program management. And the new set of aged care program, which includes Certificate 3 in individual support and Certificate 4 in aging support. Now, Some of these courses can be enrolled in as a standalone course, or you may also choose to package them so that, let's say, for example, you take certificate 4, diploma, and advanced diploma. Each of these courses have a duration of 1 year. So if you package them, it'll be a total of 3 years. Um, Sometimes, if you're a year 12 graduate or you already have a bachelor's degree here in the Philippines, you may already start at the diploma level. So that's, I guess that's just the right entry for bachelor graduates. Now, for vet IT, we have certificate 4, which specializes in web development. We have Diploma of IT, specializing in front and back end web development, cloud architecture, cloud engineering, cybersecurity, telecommunications network engineering. And of course, we also have Advanced Diploma of IT. So these can be enrolled in as standalone courses too, or you could package them so that, if you want to be able to have eligibility for post-study work visa, you could take the package of diploma and advanced diploma to total about 2 years and 2 months. So again, we have these 2 new vet courses, Certificate 3 in Individual Support and Certificate 4 in Aging Support, or you could package them for a lesser duration. Right. So usually the vet courses would last for a year, and that includes 4 terms. So the intakes that we have happen in January, April, July, and October. So currently we have just closed the application for July intake. So for the last intake of this year, that'll be in October, we can still accept applicants, and you should still be able to have time to process your visa if in case you go through with the application. For the minimum, the minimum fee to be able to start at Kent, it's at 1,500. Now, I guess this is the portion that most international students would like to know about, like what's special conditions, or what can give us an additional support for international students. Now, with the Kent Alumni Bursary, these are available for former students of Kent who plan to apply to a new course. The Higher Education Bursary, this applies to Filipino students. For Kent International Student Scholarship, this could be applied to, and the conditions would normally pertain to the grades you've had, whether it's in the university or during your senior high school. Okay, so earlier I mentioned that the published prices of our courses amounts to about 8,800, but this year, for the September and November intake, we are giving special discounted pricing for not only Filipino students, but Southeast Asian students. Vietnam has a different offer. So per trimester, it's now being offered at a very affordable price of 5,800. And for IT, it's 6,800. So that means that for a year, you'd probably just be spending about 11, 12,000. And, compared to universities or other education providers, these very affordable tuition fees just makes it more accessible for Filipino students to actually be able to afford to study abroad. It's still a lot, but considering um, the outcomes that you will be getting, so quality education, employability, it's a very good investment, I would say. And for our vet courses, these are way more less expensive than the bachelor courses. So for the business courses, it's just 1,250 per term, or equivalent to 5,000 per year. And for IT and aged care courses, it's 1,450 per term. So you just multiply that with the number of terms that the course has per year, which is usually just 4 terms per year. So those are the two special pricing that we have. And this promotion will run until November intake, no, September and November intake for bachelor courses, and until October for vocational courses. I'm not sure yet if we will be continuing these promotional prices on to 2024, but rest assured that until the end of this year, these prices will stay. So, you know, um, this is the right time for most of you to really consider, condensing your studies before the year ends. All right. Now for admissions criteria, what do you need to be able to meet the requirements for the school? So for our vocational courses, those that start at the diploma level, as well as the bachelor courses, we require that the students at least should have completed year 12 or senior high school. If in case they did the old curriculum, which only had 4 years of high school, if they could present a certification that they had finished at least 2 years of college, or if they had a bachelor degree, then completion certificate. They should be 18 years old by the time that they commence the course. If they are below 17 years old or still minors, then we would require that they provide us with some sort of guarantee that they are allowed to study at Kent. And we also would want to ensure that our students will be able to have a smooth time completing their courses. We would require that they show us English proficiency certificates. So we accept IELTS, TOEFL, and PTE. In case the student is unable to provide the English certificate, then Kent would be able to approve that you take the English placement test that we have. It's actually free. And based on feedback from other students, it's quite doable. So in fact, it's easier than taking IELTS or PTE. But I guess to make your application stronger, especially when it comes to the student visa processing, it's always good to have IELTS or PTE. So that's just something for you to note. So what do we require as the score for English proficiency? So it's going to be equivalent to IELTS 6.0 for bachelor and 5.5 for vocational courses. So if in case you're going to have issues taking or providing us with an English certificate, just let us know. And again, we'll provide you with a free English placement test. All right. So, of course, a school will not only give you the qualification via the courses that you finish. We also have extracurricular programs. So I guess this is important for all students because you don't want to just study all the time. You also want to take part in other activities that will enrich your experience in another country. Now, with Kent, in terms of career and employment, a student will have access to the career services portal. So this is a lifetime access once you become a student at Kent. And this will provide you with not only workshops, but additional resources that will make it easier for you to look for jobs, maybe help you in improving your CVs and provide you with practice interviews as well. We also have student events. The school will provide students with a monthly calendar, which includes all of the activities that will happen. So it's up to you to choose which events you want to participate in. We also have academic learning support, or in simple terms, in some cases, it's a tutoring session. And, it helps students who are having a hard time um, improving in their academics. And there are also support when it comes to communication skills and basically anything that, or any um, challenge that a student encounters, the academic learning support will be able to assist them with that. And among other programs, we also have LEAD. It's short for Leadership, Experience, and Development. Now, this is something that I would always recommend that the student take part in because, it helps them ease into the employment industry easily because, you develop independence, you develop leadership skills as well. So, aside from these four student programs that I mentioned, there are still others that you can avail of as a student at Kent. Now, let me summarize why students should choose Kent. So again, we have been providing service for 34 years now, not only to international students, but to local students as well. All of our courses are fully government accredited. So you would have the assurance that everything is legitimate and valid. We have smaller and more personalized lectures and tutorials. For each class, it's nothing more than 40 to 50 students. So that would give you an opportunity to, have more interaction with your classmates, with your trainers. And I guess it ensures that everyone has a chance to actually voice out their ideas. We also have high-level academic and study skill support. So as I've mentioned earlier, we have or tutorials are available if in case a student needs it. Um, for students who feel homesick, you could also get the support from the staff and from trainers as well. We have trainers who are actually experts in the industry that they're teaching. All of the equipment in Sydney and the Melbourne campus are state of the art. We have rolling intakes through the year. So 4 intakes for vet and 3 intakes for bachelor. And all of our courses are offered both in Sydney and Melbourne. If in case you started in Sydney and you wanted to transfer to Melbourne, that's something that you could also discuss with us. Now, this is something that I would want to mention as well. If you started with a vocational course at Kent, let's say, for example, Diploma of Project Management. You know, if you complete that course for 1 year and you want to continue on to a bachelor's degree, then you only have to add 2 more years, and that would already give you the qualification. And most importantly, affordable tuition fees. So it makes it more accessible for international students to be able to study abroad and take advantage of Australia's, high quality education. All right. So for all of you who wants to know more about Kent, I hope you'll be able to visit the website at kent.edu.au. We have Facebook pages. The main one is Kent Institute Australia, and we also have Kent Institute Australia Philippines. You may visit any of those pages if you want to send us a message, inquiries, etc. And we're also active in Twitter and Instagram. Those are also some of the platforms where you can engage with Kent staff. And of course, we have accounts as well in LinkedIn. And you could email us at it's either philippines@kent.edu.au, or you could also email information at kent.edu.au. Okay, so this ends the information that I wanted to share with you about Kent. And I guess I'll be turning you over to Brianna for now for any questions that you may have.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for that wonderful and enlightening presentation, Miss Gail. And with that, now our Q&A forum is open. So if you have any questions, again, please feel free to send them in the chat box that's like addressed to everyone. However, if you're shy, you can either send your questions directly to me or to Miss Gail. So I guess we can wait for just like a minute for everyone to get their questions. And actually, as I was saying that, I got a question here. So are there any in campus dorms at Kent? But if like there are none, how are student living situations like at Kent, especially for international students?
Mhm. We currently do not have dormitories for Kent students, but we do have some links that we can share to future students wherein they can search for accommodation. So usually, I find that students would go on to some platforms wherein they could engage with other students. Especially, I would suggest that you try visiting in Facebook. The page is Filipino Students in Australia. So from there, you'll be able to see what type of accommodations are available coming from offers from other students. And you could also look at the links that we have on the Kent website where students can search for rooms that they can stay in.
Okay, thank you so much. Actually got another question. So for English proficiency requirements, would you accept a certificate of English being used as a medium of teaching um at our school, or would we have to submit the other accepted requirements such as the standardized tests?
Yeah. Okay. So for the medium of instruction in English certificate, it's good to have that as a supporting document, but we would still need for you to show us an English certificate such as IELTS or PTE, or take Kent's English placement test.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I actually got another question. So what are aged care courses, and could you explain what these are more in detail?
Okay, so from the title itself, the aged care program would provide you with the skills to be able to assist the elderly population. It's popular in Australia because this is a skill that's badly needed, because Australians are short of these type of personnel. So it's nothing as strenuous as enrolling in a nursing course, but basically it's learning how to be able to support elderly people, because it's not only in Japan that we're having an aging population, but it's a global thing. So it's a very good employment to have right now, because not only is it something that's needed, but it also pays good.
Thank you so much. And with that, also, someone asked, how would you describe the work life balance of Australian students?
Okay, so speaking specifically for Kent, what we would usually give students as schedules of classes would be 2.5 consecutive days. So it could be Monday, Tuesday, it's going to be a full schedule, so full day of classroom sessions. And then the 0.5 day, it could be either a classroom session, it could be something that you would do online, or a time that you would be able to, do some researches. So it all depends on your trainer. But that's just 2.5 days of the week. So the other days, you could do most anything, whatever you want to be busy with.
Okay, thank you so much. I actually got another question asking about the vet course. So they asked if it's better to take a vet course or a regular course, or is one of the two better? And when would you recommend a student to take the vet course?
Okay, so if you're someone who wants to go up the ladder and you need a qualification to be able to apply to a higher post, then enrolling in leadership and management would be a good pathway. For year 12 graduates, I would highly recommend that you take bachelor courses. Not only for the skills that you will get and for the employability, but when it comes to student visa processing, we find that it's easier for the results to come out. Um, you have better chances at getting longer post-study work visa, especially with Bachelor of IT from Kent. So previously, for bachelor graduates, you get 2 years of post-study work visa. But with the BIT, you get another 2 years. So that's a total of 4 years. And it's a great way to, experience working abroad. So that will give you time to decide whether you want to stay in Australia or go on to gain employment from other countries.
Thank you so much. And actually, someone asked a question about the student life at Kent. So I know you touched about this earlier. However, I think they're trying to go on specifics, asking if there are any organizations or clubs that are like available for students, especially for international students.
Yeah, I did mention that we have activities that the student can participate in. So what Ken does is that, say for instance, the July intake just started. So we already will provide the students with calendar of activities. Clubs, I guess you could say that the lead program is an ideal one, but special clubs, I guess you would have that if you're already in Australia or studying at Kent. That's where you'll be able to choose the specific extracurricular activities that you could join in, or even outside of Kent, because I know that Filipinos easily get homesick. So, being able to engage in fellow Filipinos is important. And what better way to do that than by, um, getting in touch with your classmates, with the staff. We also have Filipino staff at Kent, so it's easy to get support from admissions, from student services, and other department.
Okay, thank you so much. I have another question. Hello, can we apply to Kent while doing our first year here in the Philippines?
Okay, first year in the Philippines. So, yes, it's possible. If you're doing first year of college now, that means that you finished your senior high school, and that would already make you eligible for entry to diploma as well as bachelor. It's always good to start your application even as early as a year before your scheduled commencement. At least give it maybe 3 or 4 months, because you also have to do your student visa application, and sometimes that would take time.
Okay, thank you so much. Actually, there's another question asking about the application process. So, does Kent have its own like application form? And if ever there is such like this application form, is there like an application fee for this?
Oh, all right. We have very minimal requirements at Kent. We do have the Kent application form. It's available in the website. If you can find it there, just go to our Facebook page or other social media platforms to inquire. But let me list it down. So you would need to submit an application form, a copy of your passport, your academic documents, resume, work documents if applicable. You need to create your essay, a personal essay indicating why you want to study abroad, and the English proficiency certificate. So either from Kent or IELTS and PTE. And I guess that's the answer to your question.
Yes, thank you so much. And actually, that was the last question in my chat box. If there are no questions on your end, Miss Gail, I think we could close already the forum and close the session.
All right. Thank you, Brianna, for inviting Ken. And thank you also to our participants. It's a Sunday, but we appreciate you joining us tonight. And for any questions, feel free to reach out to Brianna or to Kent. Once again, the website is kent.edu.au. So good night, everyone.
Yes. And also with that being said, sorry, thank you so much again, Miss Gail Santiago, for your time. And if you would like to get to know more about Kent Institute, please fill out this interest form, which I will actually send right now. So I will be sending it in the chat box. So again, please fill out this form if you are interested in getting to know Kent Institute more. And yeah, again, with that being said, again, fill out the form if you would like to get to know more about Kent. And with that, our college fair has come to an end for the day. And I truly enjoyed listening to Kent Institute Australia talk about the exciting opportunities that will await you if you do choose to attend their university. And again, thank you all so much for attending our college fair. Stay tuned for the next few days this week for our conference filled with lots of informative and essential talks that will definitely help you in your study abroad journey. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye bye. Thank you, Ms. Gail. Thank you so much.